bizarrely, because it needs to be done as an emergency, that there is a very shortened consultation period. And actually, if you strip out a lot of the more public realm stuff that gets added in to sell the project, if it just has to be done as an emergency, it might be possible to do quite large schemes cheaply and quickly. I think for many councils who are dialed in, you may not have experience of doing low traffic neighborhoods, and the data from Waltham Forest is just extraordinary in what you've done in the last 4 years. I know an average increase in walking of almost 35 minutes, I believe, per resident, which if you think at a borough-wide level, it's the equivalent of 5 football stadiums doing a park run every week. It's just an extraordinary creation of active travel.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have those data. I don't keep stats to hand. I speak more from the heart rather than the brain. Rachel's the one I go to for kind of stats on this sort of stuff. I mean, it was overwhelmingly no one would go back to what they had before. And the interesting thing from the early consultations, so we had 2 consultations out of all of the ones that we did that we lost, because all of the schemes we implemented had the public on side.
Rachel, please correct me if I'm wrong, but my recollection is the data is about 94% approval, or residents saying they didn't want to go back to how it was before. But please correct me. I'm sure somebody on Twitter or on chat will.
Dan Kelly's on here. He will.
He will get it in the chat.
On the emergency services, they're statutory consultees. They've always approved our schemes because deep down they know these are the right things to do. The ambulance service knows this sort of stuff saves lives, and they are invested in that agenda, whether it's saving lives through better air quality, more exercise, more mobility, whether it's saving lives for whatever reasons, they know it's important. And the fire brigade keep coming back to us. They want more double yellow lines on corners because people aren't parking appropriately. That's what they're really concerned for. And if there is less motor vehicle on the roads, they can access where they need to access far better. And of course, with the ambulance service, for example, more and more paramedics, and it's about paramedics getting to the location of an accident or an incident, are on motorbikes or even push bikes, certainly in our cities. It's not necessarily about an ambulance as such, it's about the paramedics' arrival, stabilising a victim, assessing a victim, and then deciding what the next course of action is. And of course, motorbikes can easily get through our modal filters. It's a bit of a bugbear when it's a pizza delivery scooter rider, but actually when it's a paramedic on a motorbike, then yeah, that's fine. Let's go with that. Oh, and the fire brigade, of course, saw improved response times in Waltham Forest after we started putting in our modal filters as well. So